Hi, my name is Shoestring Jane. Welcome back to my channel, and today is shopping day. So I'm going to be doing shopping for the next couple of weeks. Here goes. We've got a busy day today, but I can't get Archie to get up. He's staying in bed. Unless the delivery driver comes, in which case he'll definitely get up. Look how grubby he is. So today he is going to have his hair cut. So because he's a cockapoo, we do have to get him cut fairly regularly. It's quite expensive, and we have tried to do it ourselves, but we were just no good at doing it around the face or up the paws, legs where we really want it done. He wouldn't keep still. We give him the odd bath, so we've just bitten the bullet and started to book him in regularly with the professionals who know what they're doing. So it does mean that he actually has more haircuts than us, and it costs us more. And this is the thing with pets, isn't it? Pets cost you money. I didn't have my hair cut for 3 months because I was trying not to spend too much money. He gets his done every 6 weeks. Justin gets his done for free by his sister. So you can see who's Lord and Master in this house, can't you? So yeah, got a bit of a busy day today. I'm going to drop Archie at the groomers, and they take at least an hour and a half. So it does mean that I can go shopping. So Aldi is next door to the groomers, which is very convenient. So I'm going to nip in to Aldi next door. I found some things on Facebook Marketplace for my daughter. She wanted some bedside tables, and we'd been looking for ages, and we kept finding single bedside tables. We couldn't find two. And I finally just spotted some the other day, and they were in my town. So I went and got them, as my car is full of those now. So once I've dropped Archie, I will go and get rid of those first out of the car and take them over to hers, which is like another 20 minutes the other side of town. Then I'll go back to Aldi via the range, which I haven't been into for ages, but I need some bits that I just can't get in Aldi. Just somebody recommended something called the Barkeeper on my Facebook group. It's like a cream, like a powder, and it's really good for cleaning plates and crockery and that kind of thing. Well, all sorts of things actually, but she particularly showed me somebody cleaning a plate that was very scratched up and dirty. And of course I picked things like that up from auctions and charity shops, and if I can get them really, really clean, then it's probably worth the $1.99 it's going to cost me to buy this. And I looked online, saw the range did it, and thought, well, that's actually, I could do that en route today. So I'm going to pop in there and hope they've got that, and get a few other bits. I need some Epsom salts for the bath, stop me being so achy. A few other bits. So I'll have time to do those 3 things in the hour and a half that it takes to do the groom. But I've got to get up now and take him out for his walk before we go out. So I really need to get him moving. Gorgeous morning this morning. Bit of sunshine at last. Duck and the geese and the dog. Come then, Arch, let's go. This is how much Archie is looking forward to going to the groom room. We're in the car park, we're a bit early. You're not very happy about it, are you, darling? Not very happy at all. These are lovely. Not buying one though. Cute. So I'm back in the car, I've done my shopping, I've delivered Becky's little bedside tables to her. I dropped the dog, he was really not happy. I don't know what to do about that. You think he'd get used to it, but actually he knows what's coming, and I don't think it's the grooming process that makes him unhappy. I think it's just the leaving me, being somewhere without me or Justin. He is such a wimp. So I went to the range. You know, it's such a treat. The only places I ever go shopping just casually, because I give in to temptation. Because I have to be frugal, and because I would naturally be an impulse purchaser, I don't tend to put myself in the way of temptation. I think that's a good way for me to control my spending impulses. So it's actually quite a treat when I do get to do it. So normally I'm going food shopping or I'm going charity shopping, and mostly I'm looking for secondhand stuff to sell in my eBay shop. So just having a look around the range, I just treated myself. They have a Costa in their little cafe. Treated myself to a coffee and had a little look around all their really lovely things they have in there, but honestly I don't need them. I was looking at these beautiful Easter decorations, and when did decorating for Easter become a thing? We used to have things up on the side that the girls had made at nursery, made out of egg boxes, and they perhaps have chocolate eggs that they put in their little nests that they made themselves. Something like that. That was the extent of it. Now they have lovely garlands to put around your door, and wreaths to put on the door, and decorations to go around the house. And I was looking and thinking they look very, very pretty, but they're literally junk. You'll probably get used once, not stored properly, look terrible next year, thrown out. What a waste. No, I don't need to do that. So I've got boring things that I did need. I needed window cleaning cloth because I haven't got anything that really doesn't smear the windows, and I'm constantly having to wash the windows because Archie or the cats are always pressing their noses up against it. So I find kitchen roll works okay, but I don't tend to buy that, and of course that's disposable, so try not to buy that. And old tea towels, if they're the cotton, very lint free, can be okay. And of course I could use newspaper, but I don't. Got Epsom salts because, oh gosh, I ache so much at the moment, and I do find these are nice in the bath. I've got 2 packs of those. I got these because they were 99p for Becky to go on her little grey tables that we just bought her from Facebook Marketplace, because that will protect them. They were actually, they're second-hand tables, but the lady that sells them does them up. She paints everything. She tends to paint everything white or grey, which is fine. Obviously wouldn't go in my house, but Becky has a lot of pink and grey in her flat, so it's good for her. I bought this because my hair is just so, it's not so bad since I've had it cut, but it gets so straw-like. I think it's the thyroid thing, so I bought some very thick conditioner. And then the last thing I bought, which was a suggestion of somebody on my group, my Facebook group, was this Barkeeper's Friend, and I mentioned this earlier I think. So it removes stains, and it's very, very good at getting china and porcelain clean, as well as other things. I mean, they say chrome, glass, brass, tiles, laminates, copper, plastic, anything. So everybody, when I looked at the reviews, seemed to rave about it. So why not, I thought. I don't know what it's actually made of. Oh, citric acid. Oh, it's basically citric acid with oxalic acid. I'm not sure what that is, but citric acid, I've got that anyway. I've got that in powder form, so I probably should have tried that first. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. So it's got something called anionic surfactant, which sounds bad for you, doesn't it? But anyway, let's give that a try, because some of the plates have, where they've been kind of cut over the years with knives and used, they get kind of grubby inside, and it's really, really hard to get it out without bleaching it. And sometimes you'll bleach the pattern off if it's a pattern, so you don't want to do that. So I think this will do a treat. So I spent £11 something in there, and I spent £58 in Aldi, and I'll show you what I got there when I get home. It's the boy. Oh, Archie, you're neat and tidy, aren't you? Apparently he was the worst he's ever been today. Barked pretty much non-stop, barked at everybody that came in. Wasn't very good. I don't know how we're going to get him better. Apart from give him drugs, maybe. Silly boy. So just back from Aldi and collecting the dog, and I spent £58.65 in Aldi. But if I take off the chicken, which is purely for the dog, then it comes to £50. And I tend to shop every week and a half to 2 weeks. So some things that are on my menu for this week, on my meal plan, will use some ingredients from last week, and some of these will go over as well. So for example, I probably don't need all of this Greek yogurt. It probably won't all get eaten before I go shopping next time, or maybe it will last a couple of weeks and that'll be when I go shopping next time. It depends. I try and use things up all the time, so I find the less I go shopping, the less I spend. And you don't get a lot for your money now, do you? I don't think it was that long ago. I think I would have been looking at a rather fuller table. I have tried, I'm doing a lowish carb diet. I'm not eating gluten. I'm not eating sugar. We do have those things in the house because Justin is eating bread and he's trying not to eat too much sugar, though he's not kind of crazy strict. So if he wants a dessert and we've got a tin of rice pudding or something, or some custard or something, he'll have it. I'm avoiding that at the moment, but I'm not completely low carb. So there are things here that you wouldn't eat on your average very low carb diet. So I'm just really avoiding sugar, alcohol and gluten is what I'm really doing, and not eating too many carbs because I'm trying to improve my general achiness, arthritis, that sort of thing. So, and I do find that does help. I'm also trying not to eat too many processed foods, and I don't think there are many here, but there are some. So let's go through what I've bought anyway. So £50 if we exclude the chicken, £58.65 if we include the chicken. And I know, as I say, it's crazy feeding your dog chicken thighs, but we know from bitter experience that Archie has a really sensitive stomach. So we give him hypoallergenic kibble mixed with very chopped cooked chicken, and just that, and he doesn't get a bad belly. If we start introducing other things, he will get a bad belly and we'll be up half the night going out, taking him out to the toilet. So, we have to do this. So it's a bit of an extra expense. Obviously, commercial dog food would be cheaper, but we're not in the position to do that. And he's probably healthier for it. I mean, the vet said he looked in good nick when we went to get him for his health check recently. Anyway, let's start with the big stuff at the back. So I bought 2 things of cat litter. The cats are still not going out hardly at all at the moment. They will go out in the summer when it gets a bit warmer. They are fair weather cats, and they cost £2.19 each. And these are the cheapest, really. These sort of basic, they call it lightweight, and it's really heavy. They're the cheapest I can find. The little one is awful, though. It kind of sticks, but the Aldi one's a bit better. Little one just sticks together. It says it's clumping, but it sticks to the bottom of the litter tray, so I really don't like buying it. I'll buy it if I have to. And then I haven't got much in the way of kind of store cupboard things. I just bought a couple of things of tomatoes, and they cost 35p each. A real mayonnaise cost 99p. A lemon juice, which was 49p, and some baking powder, which was 65p. And then moving on to I've got a Mother's Day card. Don't look, Mum. So that was 129. I haven't bought her a present yet. I'll probably get some flowers nearer the time. I couldn't see anything today that was suitable. These are down low now at the moment. They seem to be the lowest they have been. Really, I think they used to be 87 for ages and ages and ages. Then they went up and they were at 120, 130, and now they're back down to 90p. So anyway, I've got 4 of those. I've got a couple still in the fridge from last time I went shopping. As I said, I probably only need 2 of these, but they've got a long date on them, 23rd of March. So I got 3 in case I need 3. When I made the low carb bread the other day, I had to use some of this in that. So I'm going to make some more of those. They cost £1.89 each. So Greek yogurt, full fat Greek yogurt, can be really expensive, but if you buy it from Aldi or Lidl, it's really not too bad. I think that's actually good value, and I have that for breakfast. Justin likes it for breakfast as well, although he eats cereal too. And snacky. I'm doing the dairy, aren't I? Do the dairy. Let's be organised. So I already have 1 mozzarella. I'm going to make fathead pizza for one of the meals this week. And I did pick up their ordinary mozzarella, which was 89p, and then I realised the essentials one for the same weight was 69p, so I swapped them over. Same with the Essentials Greek style salad cheese. It was a bit cheaper at 89p than their actual feta. I can't remember how much that was, but it was cheaper. I bought some Emmental slices. So although they're $2.99, that will last a few weeks. And what I tend to do with those, sometimes I chop it up and put them in salad. Sometimes I will make those baked Emmental crisps, which are a kind of a low carb snack for the evenings. Although I have bought snacks as well, which I'll show you in a moment. And a cheddar, we've already got half a block of cheddar, so I didn't get a really big one. That's £2.49. And this, I tend to put this in recipes, so this will go in the fathead pizza, but a couple of other things on the meal plan as well. 85 pence for that. And here's the snacks. So walnuts, 1.75. I put those in breakfast along with loads of seeds in my yoghurt. And these are because I'm a terrible snacker in the evening. So I know I'm going to snack, so I buy nuts. Now, I can't have too many of these, so I try to, rather than take the bag in with me, just do myself a really small bowl of nuts, rather than eat the lot. The peanuts were 54p a bag, and these were kind of special. Hickory smoked mixed nuts, and they're 1.89 for that bag. So they're lovely though, I really like those. Moving on to the meat. So we do have fish already in the freezer, which I'm going to use for one thing this week. And then I thought this was quite a good deal. It was a special pork loin steaks for £5.29, and there are 9 in there, which makes them 59p each, which I think is actually quite a good deal. So some of those, I'll divide that pack up into 1s and 2s and put them in the freezer. And just sausages, they're more just to have as a standby, you know, if I need something quick. It's good to have some of those in the freezer. So they're £2.49. It's Archie's chicken. Sometimes we use it as well, but it's not on my meal plan. I do have a chicken meal, but it's using some chicken breasts that I bought last time. I bought a bigger pack. Let's move on to the fresh stuff. So ripen at home avocados. They are actually rock hard. There are 4 of them for £1.39. So they all sit in a bowl and ripen probably for a week or so before we can use those. Carrots, they're very cheap, aren't they? 68 pence for a big thing of wonky carrots. The cauliflower, I made cauliflower cheese from a keto book. I think you might have seen it in a previous video, and it was delicious and definitely a meal in itself. I actually had it with a sausage last time, but I didn't need it, and it made enough to have a couple of lunches as well afterwards. So me and Justin had it one night. I had it one night. We had it with something, and me and Justin had it with something, I can't remember what. And then I had it one night just by myself for that, and then I had it for 2 lunches as well. So it really did last a long time. It was really nice, and obviously it's quite cheap cauliflower in comparison to meat. Anyway, that's £1.09. I want another broccoli. I do have broccoli in the fridge, but today I'm going to make Stilton and broccoli soup, so I will need a broccoli just to have with meals. And that was 79 pence. And wonky blueberries, they're only a small pack, 125 grams, 129. So again, they're our breakfast. So I just put a few on my breakfast and Justin's breakfast if he wants it. A few blueberries. I try not to use them all. So that actually lasts quite a long time. So when I buy them, I make sure that they're not looking like damaged, because then they don't last. If they're not damaged, they last really a long time. Potatoes, mainly for Justin, 165. But, you know, sometimes if I really feel like I need something a bit more filling, I will have some potatoes, but not too many at the moment, because obviously it's lots of carbs. The garlic, just eat loads of garlic. That was 95p. Oranges, again, not really low carb, but I do like a chopped up orange. I find it really refreshing. 89p. They're only small ones. They don't look that great, but I'll put them in the fridge. I think the pepper, they have been doing a big pack of wonky peppers, and they've been all reds and yellows rather than just green. So I've been buying those, and they've been lasting for ages. Sometimes I chop them up in the freezer as well, but they were nearly all green with a couple of like vaguely red ones. So this time I didn't buy them. It's 59p each for the big red pepper. So that's what I bought this time, because I only need one this week. And they say the others are really good value, but I don't like green peppers. I find they give me indigestion. I don't like the flavour. So I'll use them if I've got them, but I'd much rather have the sweeter ones. Anyway, so that's what I got for my £58.65. And say £50 of that will be for us. So let's turn you round and I'll talk about what we're going to eat this week. So I'll put these things away in a minute. I'll just go through what we're going to have. I haven't decided what we're having on which day, but I do know what we're going to have for meals throughout the week. So tonight, because I've defrosted some chicken breasts from the freezer and they were left over from my last shop a couple of weeks ago, I'm making a recipe from Diet Doctor called Keto Pesto Chicken Casserole, which looks really nice. So making that tonight, and probably tomorrow I will do the pork chops and some vegetables. So just a straightforward, nice dinner, pork chops and vegetables. Justin really likes, he likes quite straightforward, plain things actually, so he'll enjoy that. And I'm going to make cauliflower cheese on Thursday, fathead pizza and salad on Friday, and Saturday will be just leftovers. Sunday I'm going to make fish and pepper casserole. So I've got just white fish in the freezer, and I make a kind of Mediterranean tomato-y casserole with a pepper chopped up and some herbs, and at the end I put some black olives in, and it's a really nice, very simple, healthy Mediterranean sort of recipe. I'm going to make during the week the broccoli and Stilton soup. I'm going to try and make that today. Broccoli and Stilton soup. I'm going to make some keto crackers, which are very seedy crackers, kind of held together with cheese. And I double bake them, so they're really nice. I'm going to try them in the air fryer this time. I've never done them in the air fryer, but I'm going to give it a go because I haven't got anything else to cook. Although at some point during this week, I am going to make low carb bread, so it's possible I'll put them in the oven and do it all together. I'm only going to put the oven on if I'm putting more than one thing on though. So some low carb bread is something else I'm going to make. And the other thing I'm going to make from my keto book are some waffles, and they're kind of cheesy, gluten-free waffles made with almond flour. I've never made them. When I was in Aldi, probably 2-3 weeks ago, whenever it was, they had a waffle maker on offer for £10, and I'd seen this recipe and thought, oh, I'd like to make that, but I'm never going to be able to make that because I haven't got a waffle maker. And it was £10, and I thought it was cheap, I think cheaper, because it makes waffles in the shape of a heart, and it was just gone Valentine's Day, so it was definitely 2 weeks ago then. So and I'd been to, you might have seen my Frinton thrifting expedition, and I went to a keto cafe whilst I was there because I just wanted to experience it. It's the only one I've ever come across, and that's what I had. Well, they called them chaffles, cheesy waffles, I think. And they were really nice. So I asked them what they made them with, and they're basically this recipe, although they added a lot of fresh chopped herbs to theirs as well. So I thought, well, why not give them a go myself? I'll show you the waffle maker anyway. So here it is. As you see, it makes very cute little waffles. I haven't even taken it out yet because I haven't had a chance to actually make any. I was waiting on some of the dry ingredients for this recipe. And now I've got them, I can make them. But it will make a cute little waffle, just one at a time. So I thought, well, you know, why not? Give it a go. So, and the other things that we'll eat for meals this week will be omelettes, because we've got loads of eggs. So omelette, cheesy omelettes, and we've got leftover salad. I think I got some reduced rocket in the week, so that needs to go into a meal. So I'll do a couple of salads, maybe for lunches, but also to have with the omelettes. I like, you know, it's so easy, omelette and salad, and I love an omelette, a cheesy omelette. Sometimes if I've got some ham, I'll stick a bit of ham in it. I've also got a little bit of spinach, so I'm up a bit of spinach and make a spinach omelette. And it's so easy and it's really quick, and I just really like them, so that's a good thing to have as well. So yeah, I'm going to have fun experimenting with this week. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about our food. So before I put these away, I'm just going to print out my labels for eBay. I've sold quite a few breakable things, and I'm really hoping I've got enough boxes. And if I'd planned this properly, I'd have had a look in Aldi to see if they had any other boxes. I've got loads of boxes. It's just whether or not I've got a good size. I've got somebody who's bought, I think, 3 different things. So I want to try and get them into one box, and then I'll reimburse them some postage. So fingers crossed I can do that. If not, I suppose I can always tape 2 boxes together, but I don't want it to go over the 5 kilogram, because then I might as well send them as 2 separate boxes, because that's the post office, or most delivery companies, for a medium box. Once you go over 5 kilograms, you have to pay more. So Yes, that's what I've got to do. And then I've got to take Archie over to the park to help him recover from his ordeal of having his groom done this morning. So I'll chuck a ball for him and that'll take his mind off it. You gonna get this? Ready? Ready, steady. What an athlete. I'm in the garage doing my packing, looking like a mess as usual. And a lot of you have asked me how I deal with packaging breakables, and I have to tell you that I learned how to pack really from looking at other YouTubers, Nick Hills in particular. So check out his reselling channel, Nick and Andrew Hills. But I haven't had many breakages. I had a couple early on, and what I find is my mistake has been not with my packing, but with what I've charged the customer. I've underestimated how much the postage is going to cost me by the time I've got boxes and layers of newspaper and bubble wrap and everything else. So that's where I've gone wrong. I've just packed a big order from somebody. They've ordered 3 things, but one of them is a large serving platter. So what I did this time is when I realised they were buying 3 things, I said, don't pay. I'll try to combine the postage, but what I'm going to do is pack it up, then invoice you. I'll see how much it's going to cost, then I'll invoice you. And I've managed to get into quite a large box, which still looks as though it will be a medium parcel, which is good, because if it go up to a large parcel, then it has to go parcel force and costs a lot more. So it looks as if it's still going to go medium parcel, and as long as it's not too heavy. So I'm just about to weigh it and see, and then I'll be able to invoice the customer and see if they're happy with the cost of the postage. Let's have a look. So as you can see, it is a big parcel. It's full of boxes and newspaper. I've boxed individual bits in that part of the order as well, because that'll give them more protection. And luckily, it's 6.84 kilogram, which will be fine. It will still be a medium parcel because it can go up to 20 kilograms. So I'm about to invoice them that and hope they're okay with that, and then I'll pop to the post office and get all my parcels done. This is the Diet Doctor recipe that I'm trying tonight, and it seems like an odd combination. It should be chicken thighs, but I had chicken breasts that needed using, so it's that. Feta, olives, red pesto, cream. I just chucked a couple of mushrooms in there because they were left over and needed using up, and a clove of garlic. I've kind of made a smaller version because it is just me tonight. And I don't know, I would never have put this combination together. So now I've got to bake it for 25 minutes, but I'm going to do slightly less because I've halved the quantities. And then have that with some spinach. And we'll see how it turns out, shall we? Here it is. That looks quite good. I will let you know how it tastes. So I have to say, I won't be doing that chicken dish again. I liked the sauce a lot, actually. I would use the sauce. So the combination of the feta and the olives and the pesto and the cream was delicious, and that would be really nice, I think, with as kind of sauce for a veggie bake, maybe even just mushrooms. I think that would be quite nice. So I would use the sauce, but I didn't enjoy the chicken breast. I don't really like chicken breast. I don't really know why we even had that in the freezer. I think I bought it for a particular recipe, and then it was just sitting there and needed using up. So I prefer chicken thigh. Maybe it would have been a bit better with thighs, but I don't actually think so. I think it would be better as the sauce, as a basis for a veggie bake, which is good for me. So if I'm trying to do a low carb meal or meal plan actually on a budget, then the less meat I can eat, the better. Cheese tends to be cheaper. Justin gets nervous about eating too much cheese, which it's high fat, and we've all been indoctrinated, haven't we, to say fat is the big enemy. And I don't believe that that's the case, but I do think what I have been doing too much of is eating quite a lot of fat and still eating carbs, so that I don't lose any weight. Not that I'm desperate to lose weight actually, but I would like to lose a little bit around my middle. I could do with losing half a stone, to be honest with you. So it would be nice to lose half a stone. I don't want to lose a lot of weight, but it's more for other health benefits really that I'm trying this regime. And I know it does definitely cost more money if you eat less kind of veg and focus on the protein and the kind of fatty meats and cheeses and things like that. It does cost more, nuts, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to do it on a budget. What I bought today, most of that a lot of the food will get eaten this week. A lot of it will go through to next week, and then I'll be just looking in the cupboards and seeing what I can make out of it and doing that as much as I can. So I'm trying to use everything up before I buy anything else. So that will happen. The things I bought from the range, obviously they're going to last for a few weeks. So I spent about, what did I spend today? About £68. That's not including the dog groom though, of course. So it wasn't a frugal day, but in terms of how long that's going to last us, it wasn't too bad. I don't think it was too bad to spend. Archie's groom is always going to be expensive. So if it gets too much at any point for us, then we will have to go back to grooming him ourselves, and that's just all there will be to it. At the moment, we can manage it and we're budgeting for it. So the thing is, when you have a pet, you have to budget for it. And we knew we could afford it when we got Archie. We have cats as well. They don't cost very much money, cats. So although they obviously we get them vaccinated and we have to feed them, they just don't cost as much money as a silly dog that needs grooming and that kind of thing. So, but he's so worth it, and I'd rather do without other things than the dog. There's lots of things that I go without, and in order to have the things that are important, and the dog is an important part of our lives. We love having him. He's actually good for our health. He makes us get up, he makes us go for walks, he makes us get some fresh air. I've said this before. I did have somebody make a comment on my Facebook page the other day, which kind of slightly riled me a bit, but I thought, I normally, if I get negative comments, I literally don't take any notice of them. They very rarely get my goat. But this one was, yes, your channel is very muddled. There's no rule to your channel. You talk about frugality and then you go to the theatre and go to have your hair done. And I thought, that's somebody who hasn't really grasped what frugality is about for many people. I mean, some people are frugal because they literally don't have a spare penny, and I have been that person. It's only been in recent years that I've got a couple of pensions come in, things have eased a little bit. But, for ages, I was working full time and had not a spare penny. And I honestly look back now and I think I just don't know how I managed that. But I do know how I managed it. I managed it by being super frugal, by doing without. And, I just never had any treats. I'd go and get my hair cut either at the college for £7, or I wouldn't get it cut at all, or I'd do it myself. I've always dyed my own hair. Certainly wouldn't be going to the theatre. The theatre was actually for Justin's Christmas present, so I certainly would have been buying him a Christmas present. So, but, I think we've done it without for a long time. And now we continue to be frugal in order to not do without everything. So, we've done that grinding poverty, just not having any extra money at all. Grinding poverty is a bit of an over-exaggeration. I know people live in real grinding poverty, but we could always pay our rent and we could always pay our bills, but we've literally had no spare and just wouldn't buy anything. So it's nice to be able to continue to be frugal so that we can prioritise our money. And that's more or less what I said to this commenter. Why do I have to have rules? This is just my life. This is what I do. They also they commented on the fact that I sell on eBay. And I know this is a topic that divides people. People think it's not right to buy from charity shops or whatever and sell on for profit. And for me, I think it's no different to anybody who deals in anything secondhand. Why is it different to a secondhand car dealer? The secondhand things that they've sourced in whatever way and they're selling on for a profit, or an antiques dealer. They've always done that. And although I don't deal in antiques, I am looking more and more at collectibles, as you will know. So I don't think it's any different. So she said that I was no different to H&M, only on a smaller scale, which I thought was a bit of a silly comment, really, because I'm quite different to H&M. For example, as I pointed out in my reply, I don't encourage fast fashion and slave labour. What I do doesn't cause environmental damage. I'm actually encouraging a secondhand lifestyle. So That to me is much more sustainable. I think that's much better. When these things are produced, they're produced at an environmental cost, and if you can keep them going and circulating for as long as possible, then that is a win-win for the environment as far as I'm concerned, as well as your budget, you know. So although I do sell for a profit, that's part of my living, you know. I'm not just being greedy. That is part of my living. And as I said to her, you know, I bring things together. You can go into a charity shop and you might find what you want, you might not. So when people are reselling, or if they're an antiques dealer, or if they're a secondhand clothes shop, whatever, they're bringing things together in order for you to be able to go and look and have a browse and, you know, choose things that you perhaps wouldn't find if you yourself went out to look for them secondhand. So I often buy from other resellers, and I buy on Vinted from people that are selling their own stuff. I sell my own stuff on Vinted as well. And quite often what I do with my Vinted balance, I've sold things that belong to the girls maybe, or things that were mistake buys for myself. I've bought them in a charity shop and they haven't fitted or they haven't suited me. So I think, well, I'll sell them on Vinted at not very much money. And then when I get, I don't know, £20 or whatever, £25, I'll have a look, see if there's anything I need, and I'll buy clothes for myself second hand, which is what I like doing. But anyway, back to that comment. I took umbrage a little bit at that comment, because I thought, I'm really not like H&M, thank you very much. And my channel is what my channel is, you know. I don't have to have a structure. I'm not aiming to conquer the world with this channel. I literally just do it as a bit of a hobby. It makes me a little tiny bit of money from the ads, not a lot. Really, you know, I'm very lucky if I get £150 a month from it, you know. It's not a great deal. In terms of my time, I'd be better off doing something else, but I find it quite fun. I think people seem to enjoy it most of the time. If they didn't, you know, they wouldn't watch it, and they don't have to. So I'm not aiming to conquer the world, and my channel is what it is. So anyway, so today was not a particularly frugal day. I did lots of shopping, as you saw, and I had to spend money on the dog. But I think in terms of, you know, trying to do it as frugally as possible, I plan the meals, I have an idea of what we need, I go through all the cupboards, I write a shopping list so that I'm not buying things unnecessarily and I'm not wasting food. So I think that's useful. And, you know, I could have gone online to the range, but I thought, no, let's group all these journeys together, that I don't need to pay postage costs. I can do it all while I'm out. I've also bought Becky, well, she's going to pay for them, but I've got her, found those secondhand, really quite bargainous little bedside tables, which, as I said, I started saying in the car and I forgot to finish it. She does them up, but she doesn't seem to make a lot of profit on them. So I think I paid her £30 for those, so £15 at each. Can't see, she must get them for absolutely nothing, because she won't have made an awful lot of money in terms of doing them up. She just gives them a coat of paint, but they looked really nice and clean. So yeah, anyway, I was quite pleased with my day. I hope you enjoyed watching what I bought. And if you did, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you know next time I'm going to publish a video. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.